Let us face the reality. The reality is that President Uhuru Kenyatta and his deputy William Ruto are provoking each other. The president is provoking his deputy to resign, but he has refused to resign. And the Deputy President William Ruto is also provoking his boss, President Uhuru Kenyatta, to fire him and remove him as the Deputy Party Leader of Jubilee Party and then as the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya. But the President has also refused. So the two gentlemen are actually provoking each other. And because in politics nothing happens out of mere coincidence, yesterday a top political analyst in this country, Chris Kumekucha, opined on his platform that there were plans to remove the Deputy President William Ruto as the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya next week. And today, the Star newspaper carried a headline about plans to remove the Deputy President William Ruto from office. And from where I am, I strongly believe that removing the Deputy President William Ruto from office is not a good political move from President Uhuru Kenyatta. So today I want us to look at why I strongly believe that removing the Deputy President William Ruto as the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya by President Uhuru Kenyatta is not a good political move by the President. But before we go into all those details, if you are watching this video for the first time, I want you to take a second or two and click the subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. Now let us get back to the main issue. President Uhuru Kenyatta is provoking his deputy and is using his allies. There is no way Rafael Tojo, there is no way David Murathe can talk the way they've been talking. Last week, Rafael Tojo, who is the Secretary General of Jubilee Party, and the Chairman of Jubilee Party, Nelson Nzuya, announced publicly that the Deputy President will no longer be allowed to operate from Jubilee Party headquarters. They announced that in broad daylight. And David Murathe also stated very clearly just this week that they'll do everything possible to remove the Deputy President. So President Uhuru Kenyatta is actually using his allies to provoke the Deputy President to resign or to engineer his removal. On the other side, there is no way someone like Oscar Sudi can attack the President's mother without the authority of William Ruto. I'm very clear on that.
We will never leave Jubilee the way it is. We will destroy it completely. We will bring it down completely. We are not just going to live like people who are getting married. We will not. Hatuwezi tukatumia nguvu ya kujenga hii chama tuzunguke Kenya mzima tukitafuta kura, alafu tuunde serikali, alafu atitufurusha kwa chama kama mtu ya kuolewa ama mtu ya kuoa. My friend, that is not going to be possible. As we live, we will live not a shell. We will live behind a garden with grass and with natural trees, with no evidence that the Jubilee Party ever existed.
But I don't want to go into all those details. I want to focus on the removal of the Deputy President William Ruto from office. Is it a good move or is it a bad move? In my view, it is a bad move. But those who are pushing for this move are stating some of the reasons why they want to do this. They have 5 or 4 reasons. The first reason they are stating is that they want to deny William Ruto the trappings of power. You know, the Deputy President, being the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya, he's entitled to so many things. Of course, today in this country, he's being denied access to many things, but he enjoys trappings of power to an extent that, like next week, the Deputy President is expected to be in Nyamira. In ideal situation, the regional commissioner would just be notified. The Deputy President would tell him, I'm coming to Nyamira. I want you to organize for me chiefs, or I want you to organize for me the teachers or opinion leaders from that region. So the regional commissioner would just do a simple thing. He will notify the county commissioners and will tell the county commissioners, look here, the Deputy President is coming. So you know he was one there. Now we are talking of 6. And then these guys will now tell their juniors. And it will go down there up to the sub-chiefs, assistant chiefs. So assistant chiefs will then be told to identify if they are opinion leaders. He will be told, tafuta mzee hapo, tafuta kijana, religious leaders, tafuta opinion teacher leaders, look for a retired teacher or something like that. So by just that one phone call, the deputy president will be able, through just that phone call to the to the regional commissioner, to mobilize even 1,000 people with a lot of ease. So those are some of the trappings of power. He will enjoy the police, he will enjoy police escort, police security. So once those are removed from him, it means the deputy president, like he will be going to Nyamira this week, he has to do what you are witnessing here. He must look for people to mobilize. And that's why these people are paying people here to attend that particular meeting next week. So we'll have to have his own team doing all those. And again, those trappings of power means that the deputy president can easily access government officers in his capacity as the deputy president. And that's why those who follow politics in this country, just recently, the president transferred the Kenya Meat Commission to the military. The idea behind that, the story behind that was that the deputy president or his allies were the main suppliers. And then military choppers, police choppers and choppers belonging to the Ministry of Energy were also transferred to the military. The story behind that is that these guys realized that the deputy president had some choppers which he was leasing to some of these parastatals, because these guys were saying they didn't have. So they are managing that now from the military just to deny him. The second thing they are saying is that they don't want the deputy president to ride on Jubilee success. Because if you go to the ground, like in Central, most people believe that Jubilee government has failed. But anytime the deputy president is on the ground there, he's actually telling them the success stories of Jubilee Party. So they don't want. So they want just to say, if this guy believes that the president has failed, let us deal with it. But he should not come to take credit for things which he's now not part of. And the other reason they are giving is that they want to preempt any move by the deputy president to resign. Because the deputy president might be planning to resign. He might just be provoking these people, but timing the right time to resign. So to preempt that, they are planning to kick him out. And they're also saying that by removing him, the deputy president's source of funding for his campaigns is going to reduce. Because as things stand today, he still has a lot of say in government. Being a deputy president, it means he can easily call a parastatal head and direct him to do whatever. And these guys cannot refuse. But as much as those are advantage, in my view, in politics, you don't just look at the positive things. You must also look at the negative aspect. And in my view, it would be very bad politics for the president to allow his deputy to be kicked out. Why am I saying it would be bad for him to allow his deputy to be kicked out? Or why is it bad for the president to engineer the removal of his deputy? In my view, 4 reasons. Number one, the president would be viewed as a very ungrateful man. Let us face the reality. And the fact of the matter is that Jubilee government in 2013 managed to win, in quotes, because of the Deputy President William Ruto. Without the Rift Valley, the tyranny of numbers would not have been there. And again, the Deputy President campaigned. So basically, the Deputy President delivered Rift Valley to President Uhuru Kenyatta. And because of that, many people view the Deputy President as someone who offered everything. And in fact, just go to the last general election, 2017. The Deputy President took the face of that campaign. He was everywhere campaigning, all the propaganda, taking on Raila Odinga, abusing every other person, disagreeing with any other person who was standing on their way. So if the president would decide today to remove him as his deputy, of course he can engineer that. It's not easy, but from the changes we've witnessed in parliament, he can do that if he wants. But the president will go in history of the Republic of Kenya as one of the most ungrateful leaders. So that's number one. Number two, the president is also keen on creating a legacy or leaving a legacy. And in his own thinking, the president believes that uniting the country is one of his legacy. And that's why he reached out to Raila Odinga. And unfortunately for the president, the deputy president refused to embrace the handshake. But the president cannot afford to kick him out. Because by kicking him out of Jubilee government, people will start questioning his real motive behind the handshake, whether he really wants to unite the country. In my view, what the president can do is just to let the deputy president be, so that the deputy president can continue going to those Harambes, continue doing whatever he's doing, but the president should just be focused on the handshake. Because ultimately, the unity of the country can only be achieved if everybody is on board. But of course, we can't have Ruto and Raila on board. That cannot happen. Both of them want to be the president. It can only happen now if the president decides to betray Raila Odinga. If the president decides to betray Raila Odinga, then Raila Odinga can decide now to support the deputy president. But as things stand today, the legacy which the president wants to leave behind is a united Kenya. He wants Kenyans to go to the polls to elect their new leaders. Then ultimately after the elections, no mandamano, no nothing. And at least the country will be united because we'll have a prime minister somewhere, we'll have a deputy president somewhere, a deputy prime minister from some other place. That's what the president wants. So he can't afford to kick out his deputy now. Number 3 is timing. Politics is about timing. Is it the right time for the president to fire his deputy or even for the deputy to resign? The economy is doing very badly today. So if you fire the deputy president without fixing the economy, people will not see the sense. But if, for example, the president can turn around the economy, fight corruption successfully, then he can say, for me, I'm focused on my legacy, which is this, this, and this. So the timing would be important. But as things stand today, this country is actually a failed state, in my view. So you can't afford to fire the deputy president. Again, the deputy president can now use that against the president. And lastly is the sympathy. This is a man who campaigned for the president. The president made several publicly and even private pronouncements that he was going to support this guy in 2013. So which means he was going to serve his 10 years as the president and William Ruto 10 years as the deputy president. Then after that, the deputy was going to take over for another 10 years. So they were planning to serve like for 20 good years. So the deputy president was going to serve 20 good years as a deputy president for 10 years and as president for 10 years. So if he will decide to kick him out now, the deputy president is going to gain a lot of sympathy. And that sympathy is what the president should not allow to happen to his deputy right now. So in my view, I don't think the president should go ahead, if that's what he's planning, to fire his deputy. Politically, it's not the right move as at now. Maybe later on, or maybe something else. Because if the deputy president is led to continue doing whatever he's doing, and then he will resign, then people will say, okay, the president was not wrong. But for him to be fired is not a good political move. Let me know your thoughts on this matter. And again, if you're watching this video for the first time, please take a second or two, click subscribe button so that next time you produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. Thank you guys, and please, may you have a good day. And by the way, so many people are asking about my contact. My WhatsApp number, purely WhatsApp, is 0777 741323. So just reach me out on that WhatsApp number. Whether you want to support the channel in any other way, reach me out on that, then you can be advised accordingly. But it's purely WhatsApp. Thank you guys, and please may you enjoy your day.